Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Worldology. Today's video, I got a different video for y'all today. Since Battlefield 6 is, pretty dry right now, the update is going to come out February 3rd. Just so y'all don't forget, it's not necessarily the best patch notes that we can get until February 13th, 17th, for the official update, but this video is going to be about Battlebit, right? So yes, I was in a playtest for Battlebit, and it did take me a little minute to give my thoughts on it because everybody else had their thoughts and whatnot, saying that, the game was dead. It is dead, but everything else pertaining to the game, like the visual recoil bugs and whatnot. So there's other things pertaining to the game that people like, right? So first and foremost, I'm going to get on to the overhaul, right, of the playtest and how the playtest was kind of messed up. So yes, this is a playtest, but it wasn't really a perfect playtest because obviously some type of memory loss bug was pertaining to the game. So I'm going to speak on this, that I actually knew how the memory loss was actually happening in the game before they even said. I knew it was the vehicles and the sound in the game because every time I got shot by a vehicle and every time a helicopter shot like their weapon, it just started lagging. So I also had something to tell me what memory, like my memory loss or my packet loss and whatnot. And the packet loss was very high every single time, weapons from vehicles shot, and a lot of sounds was in the area, right? So of course I'm going to show you some instances on how that happened. Every single time I got killed by an APC or whatnot, it just started freezing and lagging, and then everybody else had to join a new game, including me. The thing about Battlebit, right, is that Battlebit is just like, it was just too late, right? And the thing about that is that it's kind of not too late at the same time, right? Because, again, Black Ops 7 isn't in a best position. Battlefield 6 is in a good position of having 90,000 concurrent players still, right? But it's also not in a good position of losing players and not, conforming to the community on giving updates that we are all asking for instead of rug pulling the patch notes like the previous third ones that was in season 1. So there's no other FPS games that's doing right. High Guard, I heard about that game. I heard that the game was bad, right? Heard it was terrible, and some people said it was fun. Some people were saying this and that, right? And Battlebit right now is practically the only game that has a little bit of a advanced level of gameplay and environmental aspects that can make the game succeed in a way, practically in a spot that couldn't even like give updates out because of how slow the updates was coming out and how many people was actually on the game updating it. Yes, it was very crazy how it was just like so late, and every other game, Battlefield 6 included, was just coming on and developing the highest like achievements ever made. Like, again, Battlefield 6 making their highest achievement on how many million players? 20 million players, and like above BF1, I think, right? And that's actually insane. And the thing is, it's just like, in my opinion, I don't think like Battlebit will necessarily, go to rest in a way in this current era, right? I don't think so. And again, I'm going to give my thoughts on what everybody was saying about the visual recoil, right? So yeah, I seen a post and everybody else seen a post about the visual recoil update and what everybody was saying about the updates on visual recoil. So my thing about that is that you can see I have visual recoil in the game, but I still have laser beam type gunplay, right? So of course the gunplay is still the same in the game, and the visual recoil is up there in weight compared to how the original game was. But again, I think it's more so than to your attachments in the game, because when I had like no attachments in the gun, it was pretty unbearable to use, but I could still use it, obviously. So I think the visual recoil is about about the attachment skill and how good you can build your weapon, which in my opinion, how this game plays and how it looks, I don't necessarily think is bad. It's just something to tell you that you might need to want to, build your weapon better than you intend. But yes, again, the gunplay is still like good and smooth and crisp. And since the, unfortunate memory loss of the game, and I was lagging in the background, everybody else was at the same time, it wasn't necessarily a fun time to try to go against that, right? But again, my whole thing about the game is that it wasn't necessarily bad. I think the gameplay did a lot better. It looks a lot better. Like the lines when you shoot, I would just call them like tracer rounds, right? The tracer rounds when you shoot, that wasn't in Battlebit original. It was it's something that you can see where your bullets is going, even if you had a visual recoil. Like it's a lot of different things that the game completed upon. Like the movement isn't that, it's still fast, but it isn't as fast as how it was in the original. And you can still like determine like how I shitted on him in the back, right? I did him bad, but you can tell like there's a skill gap in the game, and there can be an insane skill gap in the game. So what I can say for my final conclusion of this game is that this is a different video, and I'm not going to overtake this whole channel Battlefield with Battlebit, right? Because obviously I'm a Battlefield channel, but I will give you my thoughts on Battlebit, and say that it's something that it can compete with Battlefield, but in a way that it will be like a refreshing game to like come back to. And if Battlefield gets y'all mad, my Battlefield community out there who are casuals and wants to get better and whatnot, it's just something that can make you, feel better in different instances and feel a different, chance of, skill gaps, since Battlefield 6 doesn't have a skill gap yet, right? So that's all I'm gonna say for this video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. I'll be streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Just be sure that the update comes out February 3rd. Again, just a reminder, and the main update comes out February 17th. So all of that said, I am Worldology, and I am out.